Hey guys, and welcome to a Awaken Shamira summoning video. Um, I know I haven't uploaded in a long time, but I did want to upload this summoning video. I'm still playing the game. However, I've lost a bit of motivation when it comes to uploading videos. And in this video, I'll be summoning for Awaken Shamira, and I'll also be explaining like my thought process on why I'm not really uploading any videos, and the reasoning why I've lost. I don't know if I've lost motivation as much as I've lost purpose for my videos. Um, Now, one thing I should say is I'm still free to play, right? Nothing changed there. And currently we have saved up around 900 time cards, which we're going to spend on Awakened Shamira. Um, I think once I get started with the summoning, I'll explain my reasonings for my uploading or my lack thereof. But initially, I do want to give my reasonings for summoning and why I'm summoning for Awakened Shamira. The main reasoning is because, as you can see here, I'm very close to reaching the top 100 in the treasure scramble, which would allow me to get weekly extra time cards, which is huge as a free-to-play player. And actually, as you can see on my banner up here, recently I have been placing in the top 100, but I fell out this week. So I think it's time to summon an Awakened hero, Awakened Shamira, to solidify my positioning in the treasure scramble. All right, next up, let's go look at the Temple of Time here. So, um, what is my reasoning for summoning for Awakened Shamira? Well, I already explained, right, that it's because of the treasure scramble, and I believe she's the single most or the single best hero in the treasure scramble. And even if she isn't the best hero, right, because there's arguments for me to summon Sophia instead. The reasoning I'm going for her is because, unlike Sophia, who helps a good team become better, she makes her own team, right? She makes the Shemira team, the stall team. She can work in the seal team early on in the rounds, and then she makes her own team. And I'm very very critically lacking a seventh team in the temporal rift, or not temporal rift, in the treasure scramble, right? And she will actually give me that seventh team, thus making my overall win rate a whole lot better in the later half of the treasure scramble. Right. So without further ado, I'm gonna be start. I'm gonna start my summoning of her. Just a reminder: I have 4 awakened heroes. Right. If you guys watched my last summoning session, I went for awakened Athalia and I went for awakened Leica, and then I also have Belinda and Solus. Right. If I were to give my inputs, I think summoning for Leica was maybe slightly a mistake. I think Sophia would have been a better option because Sophia sees a lot more uses, but I'm not actually regretting Leica that much because she does see a decent amount of uses, and in many cases where you use Sophia, you can actually replace Sophia with Leica. So it's not that bad, and it's not that much of a terrible mistake, I think. Another thing I want to comment on is Matria. There's an argument to be made that if I was summoning for treasure scramble only, I should be summoning Matria, but I do not have the Hypergean heroes required to make the Matria teams. However, Shamira seems to be working with a lot of different variations. There's a Graveborn team, there's a Seal team, there's plenty of options with her, and as an added bonus, she also is pretty much yeah, I will just go ahead and say she's probably one of the stronger heroes in the Cursed Realm as well. She's been there ever since her release, and I don't see her going out because of the way she enables teams that usually hit the damage cap to go further beyond because they're unable to die once they hit the damage cap. So I think she has high staying power. She's basically like an Ulna 2.0 that also damage amps and helps entire team survive. I don't think she's bad in any sense of the word. So I'm gonna start summoning for her. I have 1 copy right now, so our goal is to obviously to ascend her and take her to 1 star, and then we'll do the engraving and furniture afterwards. So without further ado, I'll start summoning. While I'm summoning, I'm gonna be talking a bit about my YouTube channel because yeah, I haven't uploaded for I think 3 months or something like that, and there's a reason for that, which I'll just explain to you guys right now. And it's because ever since I summoned my last awakened heroes, Leica, and I summoned Athalia, right? My account has actually become quite strong, and that means in most formations, in most game modes where I previously was like, I was um I was kind of you know, scraping by, you could say. now I'm doing quite well, and my teams have become, I wouldn't say they're free to play friendly anymore. Now obviously, um, like free to play friendly is relative, right? Because I'm still a free to play player. However, the teams that I'm making use 4 Awakened Heroes, right? And I wouldn't say that is that much of a free to play friendly teams. So that's why I'm not really motivated to share my teams, because honestly, my teams are like, they're looking a bit whalish, right? With 4 Awakened Heroes. That's how I feel, anyways. And the whole reasoning I started doing YouTube is because I was a little bit frustrated as a free to play player with few Awakened Heroes, right? I had 2 at the time when I started doing YouTube. I was frustrated that I couldn't find any guides that helped me, right? Most of the guides were like, if you have these, 4 or 5 Awakened Heroes, then you could do these teams. And if you don't have the Awakened Heroes, then you could throw in a Celestial Hypogean you don't have as a replacement unit, right? And for me, that was just so unattractive that I couldn't find any guides. So I spent a lot of time, researching my teams and my own teams to improve my scoring in there. And I thought, I mean, if I'm spending this much time, right, to find the different variations for the different game modes, then I might as well share my findings with other people who might be in similar situations, right? And I believe that's why most of you guys watch my videos, right? Because they were an alternative to just looking at the leaderboards and giving up because there wasn't any variation. And you could look at the recommended formation, but that is such a meme, right? That, like, yeah, that basically doesn't help you at all. And another reason, like, I never planned to be a YouTuber or whatever. I was just like, yeah, I'll share my teams or whatever for the different game modes, and maybe some people can use them, maybe they can't. But I actually started putting in a decent amount of effort into my videos. So it actually took a bit of time out of my week, which I did not foresee. And then once I lost my purpose, which was making variations without many Awakened Heroes, right? Because currently I use a lot of Awakened Heroes in my formations. So I personally wouldn't watch my own videos when I think of when I started, right? Because I've become what I swore to destroy, right? Which was a person making guides based on having a lot of Awakened Heroes. That was kind of the whole reason for making my channel in the first place. It was because I didn't want to, I didn't want to. I didn't want to become one of the masses, right? Because if you wanted to look at the best in slot formations, it's not hard. You just look at the leaderboards. You can look at like other YouTubers. I think Furry Hippo Gaming does like Cursed Realm guides and such, right? And you can look at his video and he brings up some different guides, and then you can make teams based on that. But I couldn't make teams based on that, but now I can, right? So I don't see much value in my videos anymore, because if we just let's just jump into the Nightmare Corridor, for example, so I can tell you guys show you guys an example of what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, this video is going to be very rambly. So if you just came for summoning, I'm sorry to break it up. But if we look at the Nightmare Corridor, right? Look at my teams. These are the teams that I used last week, right? So for the first team, I'd say this is fairly free to play friendly, right? For the second team, I'm using Leica. I know the replacements of Leica, but this isn't a free-to-play friendly team, right? Liberta, Leica, and a new Mauler fully built out. I wouldn't say that's very free-to-play friendly. This is probably fine because it's soulless, right? And here again, we're looking at the new Graveborn unit along with Athalia. So I wouldn't even call this very free-to-play friendly. And then obviously here, this isn't really free-to-play friendly either, right? And then lastly, this team is pretty free-to-play friendly. But you get my reasoning, right? Because back in the days when I was struggling in these game modes, I would have to come up with some crazy variations that helped a lot of people, right? Using Yorin everywhere, using Crashu everywhere as replacements for different heroes. But now I have those heroes, so I don't need the replacements. And thus, my research for the different game modes have gone down a lot. So yeah, that's kind of the reason why I stopped uploading, because I didn't really see any value in my videos. I wouldn't personally watch them. Back in the days when I was a weaker account. Also, I gotta keep. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, so I gotta keep track of where we're at. We need 2 more. So yeah, that's basically it. Because so there are so what do we do going forward, right? Because I'll still be uploading my summoning videos. The whole start of my channel was actually just my summoning videos because I wanted to share them. I wanted to share my luck with friends on Discord, right? And I also wanted to record my summonings for my own amusement, I guess. so that was like the reasoning for uploading in the first place, and then the guide aspect started later on. I gotta make sure. Sorry guys, this is gonna be. I mean, this personally, I don't think I would watch this video either, but I'm just gonna. I mean, I like recording my summonings. All right, so we need one more copy. Also, I didn't take note of where we started, but I'll go back in the recording and look at the start of the video to find out where we started. But I think my rates are decent, right? We started at, I think it was close to 900. And as I'm talking about my rates, look what happens, guys. It just turns 2. And we're now at like, what, 370? So maybe like 600 cards. That's pretty good, I think. And we didn't have any discounted summonings. But yeah, I didn't make a note of where we started. I should have done that. Well, so yeah. Well, we did Shamira, and that's pretty huge. I'm pretty happy about that. And also we did her before her heroic ship ran out. Now, arguably, I should have waited to see the new double Awakened release, but I've come to the realization that waiting to use your cards is actually kind of detrimental, because if you use your cards, you have the potential, or at least I have the potential, to earn more cards by competing in the treasure scramble. All right, so let's get a star on Shamira real quick. There she is. All right, continuing the Stargazer. If you guys watched my last summoning video, you would know my Stargazer luck is it's not really something to be proud of. It's, well, never mind. I don't think I've ever gotten the 30k diamonds. So maybe recording my summons actually helps the rates. This is insane, right? Like, the rates for this is completely crazy. I don't think I've ever seen it on my account. I don't remember. Yeah, that's really, really insane. This is gonna tilt the people in my guild so much. Do we actually have the rates somewhere? Oh, wow. Wow. Talking about my bad luck in the Stargazer, and then I just hit the 30k diamonds. That's pretty crazy. Well, no matter my rates now, I'm gonna be quite happy. But yeah, we still haven't seen a single copy, have we? Like, that's also... Oh, well, I guess you just have to complain. All right, so I'll just complain, I'll just say that wasn't even lucky. Like, if I get it here, then maybe. Okay, so it didn't work. Well, I mean, this is more successful than my last summoning, that's for sure. But yeah. Also, another thing I wanted to address is another reasoning why I stopped uploading videos, because back when I had 2 Awakened Heroes, right? I would get comments in my videos saying like, this isn't free-to-play friendly, or this isn't beginner friendly. And like, there's an important difference in beginner friendly and free-to-play friendly, because a free-to-play account can be very strong, right? My account is, what, 3 years old, and there are accounts out there with, you know, stronger free-to-play accounts out there than me, right? So being free-to-play doesn't actually mean anything for account strength, and being beginner friendly is something entirely different, right? Because beginner players, like, there's a certain threshold you need to meet before you can actually compete in different game modes, especially like, for example, Temporal Rift, right? I had some comments that were like, these teams aren't free to play friendly. I can't even make one of these teams. And in my Temporal Rift video, if you guys watched that, I gave like, I mean, in the document I shared, there was 170 or 120 different teams, right? And if you can't make one of them, then maybe my guide is not, you know, it's not made for you. I never claim to be beginner friendly, right? I only claim to be free to play friendly, and of course, currently I don't think I'm actually even free to play friendly with my account with 5 Awakened Heroes, right? So yeah, that was just, you know, those comments were just, they weren't getting to me, but I was just like, I couldn't really be asked, you know, whenever you made a video and then, you know, go down in the comment section and someone's like, you're not even free to play, even though I start every single video looking at my profile so you can see my VIP level, right? And just the discussions, and that's on me. Most of the times I would like, you know, I would take that discussion, but I should just, you know, I honestly, I should just let it be, right? And let them be wrong. But I just can't do that personally. When people comment on things directly to me, I kind of have to respond. And that's on me. That's a lot of dust, actually. Very nice. So yeah, what do we do going forward, right? Because I know a lot of you guys, and I appreciate the guys, the people who've been leaving comments and added me a Discord, being like, "Are you okay? Right? Did anything happen?" And I just kind of explained to them, well, what I've explained in this video, right? That I kind of lost my reason for uploading because I'm no longer really free to play friendly. And then they suggested, or someone suggested, I don't remember who, that I should just upload, right, and just remove the free to play tag, right? Just upload my gameplay or my formations, and stop claiming to be free to play. And by claiming to be, I mean I'm obviously still free to play, but just stop advertising free to play friendly comps and just upload your comps, right? Like you don't have to be free to play to, or you don't have to advertise it as free to play for you to upload your videos. And I think I might try that, right? Where I just, currently my channel is called AFK Arena Free to Play Live. Maybe I just call it like, well, the renaming scheme is actually not something I've thought about, but like maybe like AFK Arena Live or something like that. I have no idea. That's actually an awful name. I don't think that's the play. But yeah, something like that, right? And then just uploading my gameplay, right? I'll still be free to play, but if I don't put free to play in the title, then I won't have to deal with those comments. Hopefully. That would be crazy if I had to. I gotta do the tradition and move her down at the bottom. So yeah, I might do that this week. Another thing, I've also been pretty busy in my real life. I don't share personal details really on the internet, but I'm a law student, and currently I'm at the 5th semester, and the 5th and the 6th semester are really, really, really tough in at the place I'm studying anyhow. There's a lot of reading and there's a lot of studying to do, and actually even uploading this video or recording this video, I kind of feel guilty of not reading because my exams start in what, 7 days? Yeah, so I should probably be ending this video soon. But yeah, again, this was the most rambly video I've ever uploaded. Now, I don't know. Last time I live streamed my summonings, which was actually kind of fun, but I didn't want to return with a live stream, or return, or whatever you want to call it, upload a random live stream or after not being live or having uploaded for so long. But one thing I kind of do want to do is I actually kind of want to summon for the new Hypergen hero, guys. This guy. Now, I held out on Lucilla, mostly because my rates in the Stargazer was so bad that I couldn't afford her, even though I had like 900 cards at her release. But now I'm kind of happy I held out on her because this new Lavatune hero seems to be really strong. So I think we're actually going to do some summoning for him. And this time I'll be a good YouTuber, and I'll write down how many summons we have. So we have 411 Stargazer cards, and we have 81,000 diamonds. So 81,000 diamonds, that would be what, 360 summons, right? I think. Yeah, so 360 summons plus 411. So that's what, 770 summons? I think we can do in that. And then we'll just record these rates as well, because, yeah, I mean, I wanted to summon this guy, and he's in the heroic ship. So let's just get on with it. Now for Stargazers, yeah, you want this speed. So now I'm actually gonna, because I've kind of said what I wanted to in this video, so now I can actually pay attention to my rates, and thus I can start complaining because I haven't seen a copy yet. And there we have it, the first copy. I like this guy's design, and I also like what he does in game. I just hate that he power creeps as much as the recent heroes have been power creeping, right? There's a lot of power creep going on. I remember when Scarlet released last year, maybe around Christmas. I just thought she was the most broken hero they could ever design, right? Like, how could they possibly do a better boss hero than Scarlet? And lo and behold, right, a few months later, Awaken Belinda. And also, what are these Stargazer rates? Are we not just pitying all the way down? I'm gonna swap my game speed here. This is just a superstition, but maybe that will work. But even if I get unlucky, it's like, look at that. You go down game speed and instantly your luck turns. That's crazy. So we're definitely going to continue on this 2 times speed. But yeah, what was I saying? I don't actually remember. Um, and I've kind of said what I wanted to. Wow, the rates really went up on 2 times speed, guys. So if you want good rates in the Stargazer, you gotta do 2 times speed. It's confirmed. And also, if you want to drag out a YouTube video, 2 times speed is definitely the way to go. Not that I'm trying to drag this out. I'm actually kind of stressed out by spending this much time recording videos. But I wanted to summon, and I also wanted to give an update because to the people who've reached out to me and said kind words and how much they missed my video, I really want to thank you guys. Like, I'm just some random dude who uploads, who used to upload occasional AFK Arena content, and the fact that some of you guys actually cared that much to reach out to me, that meant a lot. But now, yeah, as I explained to the people who reached out, like, I don't really see the purpose in uploading. I'll try for a bit. I can't really promise much during the Christmas because it's exams, right? So I'll be very busy. But I'll try to upload my just my regular gameplay, right? And I'll just not advertise it as free to play. And then maybe the dumb comments go away, and maybe some of you guys will stay just to see my variation, my takes on the different formations for Cursed Realm, Nightmare Corridor, and Treasure Scramble. And also another thing, I don't know if I should be giving out general advice at this point in the video because I'd imagine like maybe maximum 5 people are still watching. But yeah, the Treasure Scramble is so good for new accounts. It's crazy. I saw a free-to-play account who's very new, right? Like maybe a year younger than mine, so like 2 years old, and he is just killing it in the Treasure Scramble, right? Because when you start your account, because most of us started our accounts before the Treasure Scramble started, right? So we're in older regions with some bigger whales. But when you start an account on a fresh server, like the leaderboard there is just, it's right for the taking. And so he's basically been able to stay top 100 for most of his account span. So he has a lot of time cards. So that's so cool to see, right? Because like the game is becoming less and less free to play friendly. I don't even know if I should say that because the new power system collections, right? It's not even like unfriendly to free to play players. The thing I don't like about collection is how time consuming it is. It's like you call this game AFK Arena and then you expect us to play, I don't know, like an hour plus a week in the collection feature. And also, like if it's an AFK game, you have to min-max so much when it comes to collection. There's so many substats and so many different heroes that needs different stats. I don't know if you could, oh my god. Like, okay. I think looking back, I don't know if my time gazer rates were that good, but my stargazer rates are actually really good. Like we're almost done with this guy. Where is he? There he is. So we need 2 more copies, right? We don't have an extra. We do not. So actually, I got him done. I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously, it's going to screw with my calculation that I got the 30k diamonds, right? So yeah, that's not going to be fun to calculate. It's just adding 60 summons. Also, can we just finish this guy real quick? Another thing I wanted to say is the new Mauler hero, right? Let me just go look here real quick. Usually what I do whenever a new hero releases is I use my hero choice polls to pull them, but I'm really not impressed with this hero. So I'm actually holding out on this for once. Usually the new heroes are pretty much always good. Excuse me. But this hero does not seem that good to me, honestly. All right. We actually just did 2 heroes from scratch in this video. That's pretty good progress, right? And I'll throw this guy into my Hypergen Tower. Now, unlike Shamira, I'm not going to use my cards on this guy, and I'm not going to speed up the furniture unlocking room feature because I only use my cards for Awakened heroes, and I can let this guy cook for a while on the bench. That's fine with me. But let's go claim our rewards in the heroic ship real quick. Actually, before that, let's actually put on some signature item and some engraving on these heroes. So let's start with Shamira. Now, again, my reasoning for summoning her: she's a beast in PvP. She has no use in Nightmare Corridor, and I don't like for her kit to have use in Nightmare Corridor. They would have to release a boss that has some sort of feature that it just, maybe it says at 10% life, wipe the enemy board or something like that, right? Like, she offers survivability and sustained damage, and none of that matters in Nightmare Corridor. So I have a hard time seeing her ever used in Nightmare Corridor. But I'm okay with that because, to me, reward-wise, Nightmare Corridor, for my account age anyhow, or for most people, the rewards you get in Nightmare Corridor are not that enticing, I'll be honest. Like, the furniture and the diamonds is nice, and the baits are nice, but compared to the potential in Cursed Realm and compared to the potential in especially Treasure Scramble, it's really nothing, because in Treasure Scramble and Cursed Realm you can get time cards, which are the most valuable resource. So yeah, focusing on them should be the priority for most accounts, with the caveat that if you're a very new account, just abandon Cursed Realm, because Cursed Realm is one big pool, it's one big leaderboard. You're going to be fighting people whose accounts are 5 years older than you, people who have paid, ungodly sums of money, and you're never going to be able to compete against those guys. So for new accounts, just abandon Cursed Realm in general, and focus on Nightmare Corridor and Treasure Scramble, because those are by far the most rewarding game modes for newer accounts, right? But for me, I can actually low-key maybe compete in the Cursed Realm sometimes, and then for Nightmare Corridor, it just is what it is, right? I don't really have the heroes, even though I'm in Region 7, so I know, like, I'm just yapping. But let me just real quick look up the benchmark for this Lavatune guy, because I'm not actually sure how much engraving he wants. And it seems like he wants 60, so I'm just going to take him to 60. And also, I foresee this guy having some Abyssal Expedition relevance, which is coming up this February, I believe, or maybe even later. Right? No, we should probably put him on the Resonating Crystal as well. And also, we should probably have some levels, right? Yeah, 2 levels in here. Another thing I wanted to notice, my combat power is skyrocketing. I was checking out some of my older video, and damn, levels do really skyrocket your hero's combat power. And also, I've been progressing a lot in the towers, which is also why I have so many Stargazer cards lying around. Oh right, we're capped again. I'm just gonna let this run. Like, disclaimer: there's probably not gonna be a whole lot more content in this video. I'm just gonna be using my resource and cleaning up. The TLDR of this video is I did some summons, and I'm probably gonna share my formations again. And I'm probably going to rename my YouTube account to something that doesn't have anything to do with free-to-play, so I avoid dumb comments, hopefully. And if the dumb comments persist, yeah, let's just hope they don't, because I can't be asked dealing with that. I want to use this. There we go. And we've cleaned that up. I guess I have to go auto the Arena of Heroes to get rid of the tickets. Right. Let's go claim our heroic ship rewards and our frames. Also, for the new the double release Awakened heroes, hopefully that counts towards the 6 that we're getting next year. I can't imagine it wouldn't, because that would be ungodly amounts of cringe. I've read their skills, and I'll be honest, I got a little dizzy reading them. Usually I spend a lot of time reading skills on new heroes before they release, but I have a lot of more important things to be reading currently due to my exams, so I haven't really been doing that. So I'm mostly relying on word of mouth, and some people said that they weren't that impressive whenever you read their skills, so I'm just going to take their word for it. I would be down for some flops, right, for some bad Awakened heroes, but yeah, that sounds unlikely, I will be honest. All right. So I got through what I wanted to do. I ascended Shemira. right? 1-star Awakened hero, boom, boom, boom. I have to do a collection for her, annoyingly so. I'm not a big fan of the collection system, I'll be honest. Random stats is just, it is not something I can get behind in this kind of type of game. Like if you were making, I'm just gonna continue ramble while I upgrade gear. So for collections, right? I think collection in itself, it's not a bad system, but it does not fit this game. Collections like the stats, the random stat min maxing, it's great for games like Path of Exile or Diablo, or games for sweaty math nerds that want to sit down and min max the different stats, substats on different heroes, right? But for this game, an AFK idle gacha game, introducing random stats in an endgame system is just, to me, it does not fit with the game at all. Um, so that's just my 2 cents. It's not a bad system, but it does not fit this game. Now, obviously, they are working on improving them, because a lot of people have been showing their discontent with the collection system, right? Especially when it comes to the time-consuming part of it, which I wholeheartedly agree on. So we're gonna get a sweep function eventually, right? And that's obviously gonna help up with the AFK part of it, but it's still gonna be the same system with random stats, and I still think that's just not something I ever thought this game would have, because as much as the game is pay to win, you always knew what you were getting for your resources, right? Which is what I found appealing. Like if I were to if I were to use a lot of baits, sure, there's RNG in the aspect that my rates for pulling the beasts, that can vary, but the rewards would always be the same, which is you're gonna get a beast, and then it's gonna be the same beast as everyone else's beast, right? There's not gonna be a difference. The only real difference is how lucky you are with acquiring it, like how fast you acquire it. Um, but I didn't have an issue with that, right? But with collections, like you could potentially, use as many runs as you want without ever getting a collection that you want, especially with the level, the double level requirement for most of the best in slot collections, where you need 2+1 skill level collections to make it work. That is just so much RNG, and it's obviously it's only obtainable through the use of this miracle worker, in combination with the level up totems. So yeah, not a big fan of the collection system, but will live. Another thing that is funny is how much power the collection adds to heroes. Let me just do Belinda, for example, right? Belinda, look at this, 321 million, right? Let me just switch to an artifact real quick. She just lost 40 million power. Like it's such a crazy power increase, and that's pretty surprising. Now, which one was the Belinda one? I'm guessing it was this one. Yeah, I haven't really engaged much with the collection. Also, it released during some busy time, so I haven't fully engaged with it yet. But I know a lot of people in my guild are pretty on top of the collection systems, and I have a lot of help in there. And I'll actually, if you guys want to, I'll maybe I could make a collection guide, but it would probably have to come out in like mid-January once my exams are over. Because yeah, extra content is probably not something that's gonna happen to me. Another thing, just if you guys are interested in my account in general, I got these 3 beasts to 18 now, and so now I'm working on getting resonating 15 and then getting resonating 18 for the beasts. Very happy about the beast progress. Again, get baits everywhere you can. But I'm not going to drag this video out any further. It's already way too long, and as I said, right, if any of you are still here somehow, I appreciate it. I'm really happy with the comments I got from my break, or whatever you want to call it. Let's see if I actually return. I'll still be doing summoning videos for sure, because that was the main reasoning behind my accounts. I will be working on a renaming for my YouTube account, so I don't have to deal with the "you're not free to play" comments. However, or actually, if you guys have any suggestions for the name, I'm open to anything. Like the AFK Arena free to play live was just a way to announce that I'm free to play, right? So I could get some people to watch my videos. But now that that's no longer a concern, I'm open to most renaming schemes actually. But yeah, I'm gonna work on that on my own time. If you guys are still here, appreciate it. I'm happy with my summonings today. I'll be posting my rates in the description because I didn't take notes of them, and that's it. See you.